What would you expect from a $150 million MMORPG? A beautiful world that feels alive. Cinematic boss fights.
And the most interesting.
Large-scale PvE and PvP content. And a bunch of other crazy bullshit. What's up, guys? This is Rosasin, and today we're gonna be talking about an upcoming Chinese MMORPG called Lord of Mysteries, which is having its open beta test on August 21st, guys. Literally in just few days. However, it's gonna be an open beta test in China, so if you don't have an account like me, no luck. We should start digging through our Chinese connections and find their WeChat account or something so we can play. Before we're gonna talk about the game, guys, I just want to tell you about something that caught my attention this morning. And there was an article published by one of the developers of Lord of Mysteries, in which this developer stated that the minimum budget to make a AAA MMORPG game in China is now roughly about 150 million USD, American dollars. So basically anything less than $150 million, you should focus on something else. Maybe make a single player game, maybe make a mobile game, but do not try to make an MMORPG, because if you want to make a real big MMORPG, you're gonna need a real big bag, okay? This is not for the broke boys. He also gave some of the examples of MMORPGs that came out in recent years and their cost. So apparently Where Winds Meet, and that's probably people's favorite free-to-play MMO light of the year, and Legend of Condor Heroes. I've never heard about this game before, but they cost about $150 million each. So that's like the cheapest games. And Where Winds Meet is a pretty good game. Consider that it being one of the cheapest. Then NetEase's Sea of Remnants is about $222 million. Never played that game, I can't say nothing. And the next game that I'm currently waiting for, Honor of Kings World, is about $450 million, guys. Almost $500 million, Jesus Christ. And honestly, I'm personally waiting for Honor of Kings World, but I've heard a lot of reviews that it's not doing good in China. So imagine spending $500 million and you're not doing good. But anyway, today let's talk a little bit more about Lord of Mysteries. So what is this game? Is it going to be like a big open world sandbox or another MMO light, like Where Winds Meet, or gacha game like Genshin or something like that? And honestly, guys, I have no idea, because I have not played it myself. All the information was taken from the closed beta tests. They were happening in China. All the information, you know, I could possibly gather from Reddit, online, and so on. This is not like a detailed review of the game. This is me telling you, you know, overall what I know, just some information. So first of all, this game is based on a very popular Chinese novel, and they also have some anime show. You know, I've never watched it. I don't really watch anime, so I'm not familiar. Maybe it's time to check it out right now, because the game looks pretty impressive, at least to me. So we are getting a full story mode with cinematic boss fights, different storylines, basically a full-out single-player game experience. However, we also gonna get an MMO, a big MMO world. So look at it probably kind of like Where Winds Meet, you know, where you have a single player and co-op style world plus an MMO world, you know, where you do different activities. However, I have a feeling that the multiplayer part in Lord of Mysteries is way bigger than Where Winds Meet. Why do I say that? Because you have 12-man PvE raids, full-out raids with mechanics, all that stuff. And you have PvP content, but not just PvP content like arenas or little battleground. No, This game is gonna have a full-out large-scale faction siege. It's gonna feature 4 factions, and developers say that it's about 1,000 people fighting at the same time on siege. So that's massive. 1,000 people, bro. Like, not every big MMORPG, whether it's Western or some Korean, can boast about having 1,000 people fighting at the same time. That's pretty impressive. So I guess in the story mode, you're gonna have an action style combat, maybe semi-action, something like that. In an MMO world, it's gonna be a full-out tap target. I'm not sure, I haven't played. We have to wait and see. Another very strong point of the game, I feel like its world. So basically, Lord of Mysteries is set in a dark, supernatural, Victorian European world with steampunk elements. And I know that this is what many Western players want and love. I personally have many friends who refuse playing Where Winds Meet simply because they said it's too Asian for them. I know it might sound crazy, to each his own. Me personally, I love different cultures, I love different settings, but I hate space settings. So for example, like anytime there's a space MMORPG or survival game, even like Dune, that's not something that I like. I like martial arts, I like dark fantasy, I like different, I don't know, magic, all that stuff. So, whether it's an Asian game or Western game, I love that shit. Instead, it's made in space. Like, if you make a game in space, I'm not playing it. So with that said, here we have in dark fantasy, steampunk, magic, guns, like all kind of crazy shit. So I feel like it's gonna find a lot of people, who's gonna enjoy the setting. Also, it's worth mentioning the class system is not like your traditional regular rogue, archer, tank, mage. Instead, they have different pathways, and each pathways has different sub pathways, like sub styles to each pathway as well. It's all tied to the lore of the game of the novel. So if you're familiar with Lord of Mysteries, let me know in the comments, about the classes. Me personally, I'm gonna just wait until the game comes out so we can check a little bit more. Um, from negatives so far, Unreal Engine 5 is all based on how they optimize the game. It can go either very good or very bad. With Unreal Engine 5, honestly, it's always a surprise. It could be something good. I hear a lot of reviews from Chinese players. They saying the large-scale battles are very good optimized. The game doesn't lag. So we'll have to see. Hopefully that is what it is, because we also know a lot of games that come out on Unreal Engine 5 and it's like unplayable experience. You get the stuttering, lagging, yeah, basically not good. So we'll have to wait and see. And another thing that I'm very concerned of is the energy system. I know a lot of people will say it's a big negative right away, Where Winds Meet, a lot of people hate it, the energy system, but it is what it is. To me, what matters the most is the side content, like PvP, different fun activities, mini games, and so on. Like, if I can't progress my character, okay, what fun can you offer? What can your game make me want to play? Whether, go fight somebody or go run around, solve some puzzles. As long as I can have some fun, progress in my character won't matter that much. Maybe run some dungeons for an hour or two, run some PvP for an hour, that's my day. Like, I can't stay playing all day, so that will be my fun. Hopefully the side content is good. Hopefully PvP is good and engaging, and makes you want to come back. Maybe it's rewarding too. Maybe not character progressions, maybe it's skins, something, at least something. And pay to win. I've heard a lot of people say there are some pay to win elements. Gacha is mostly skins, like Where Winds Meet, but there are some items, I guess, that are in cash shop. They might remove them for global version. You'll never know. We'll just have to wait and see. Pay to win, honestly, does not concern me as long as the game is fun. If the game is fun, I can find ways to enjoy the game without pay to win. At this, point of my life, I'm not trying to win anything in games. You know, my win is if I can have some fun, make some content, I'll make some money. That's a win to me. I'm not fighting over the pixels. If you want to fight over pixels, go play games like Dota, go play League, go play something that actually rewarding, that has tournaments and so on. But yeah, guys, hopefully, you found something informative in this video. Hopefully, Lord of Mysteries caught your attention. Let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you soon. Peace.